Welcome to Cruise News, bringing you the latest updates from the world of cruising. So what's on the docket today? Well, we're going to look at how fine art is totally transforming the experience on board. Then we'll take a tour of some absolutely massive new port developments that are changing the cruise map. And finally, we'll wrap up with some expert tips on how you can find the best cruise deals out there. Okay, let's get right into it.
First up, cruise lines are really upping their game, bringing high culture out onto the high seas. And we're not just talking about a few nice paintings on the wall. No, this is a really smart move to attract new kinds of travelers and just create a more sophisticated, interesting vibe on board. You can really see this trend with all the new partnerships popping up. For instance, Margaritaville at Sea is teaming up with the famous Park West Gallery for its ships, the Paradise and the Islander. And Park West is also launching a gallery on the new Star Princess from Princess Cruises. Meanwhile, over in the luxury space, Explora Journeys is partnering with Clarendon Fine Art. It's a huge sign that the worlds of high-end travel and fine art are really starting to merge. So what does this actually mean for you, the passenger? Well, forget any ideas of a stuffy, quiet museum. We're talking about really dynamic stuff like live art auctions, incredible exhibitions, and even educational seminars. On some sailings, you might even get to meet the artists themselves. And get this, we're talking about the opportunity to see and maybe even buy works by masters like Picasso and Dalí. I mean, while you're floating in the middle of the ocean, how cool is that?
You know, this quote from John Block at Park West really just hits the nail on the head. It's not just about selling art. It's about mixing that thrill of collecting with the spirit of adventure. They're trying to create a totally new kind of travel memory, one that blends art and exploration together.
So I gotta ask, what's your take on this? Is a floating art gallery a game changer for you, or is it just a nice little extra? Let us know down in the comments if this is an amenity you'd be excited about. Okay, so let's switch gears a bit. We've talked about the onboard experience, but now let's talk about the destinations themselves. There are some truly huge investments happening all over the world to get these ports ready for the next generation of cruising. First, let's head over to the Canary Islands. Get this, a whopping 40 million euros is being poured into upgrading cruise infrastructure across Gran Canaria, Fuerteventura, and Lanzarote. That is a major commitment to making sure the region stays a top-tier cruise hub in Europe. And that spending spree doesn't stop there. If we jump across the Atlantic, the San Juan Cruise Port in Puerto Rico is in the middle of a $110 million modernization project. This whole thing is being led by Global Ports Holding, and it's all about getting the port ready to handle the world's biggest megaships. So to really put this into perspective for you, over in Las Palmas, they've just opened what is now Europe's largest new terminal. It can handle 4 ships at once. Meanwhile, in San Juan, the upgrades mean they'll soon be welcoming giants like Royal Caribbean's Icon-class ships, and they're expecting over 1.8 million passengers a year. And then there's Casablanca in Morocco, which is setting itself up to be a key transatlantic hub. It's a global effort. Let's just zoom in on that Las Palmas terminal for a second, because it is seriously impressive. We're talking 14,000 square meters, 2 floors, 3 boarding bridges, the whole shebang. But what's really cool is its focus on being sustainable, with solar power and eco-friendly design. It's really setting a new standard for what a modern port can be. With all this work, the experience of just arriving and leaving a port is about to get so much better. So which of these new megaports would you be most excited to sail into? The sunny hub of Las Palmas, the newly refreshed San Juan, or the gateway city of Casablanca? Drop your thoughts below. All right, after hearing about all these incredible upgrades, you're probably getting the itch to book your next trip, right? Well, for our final story, we're diving into some really practical advice on how to find the best cruise deals and maybe explore some exciting new places. Okay, listen up, because according to the travel experts, timing is pretty much everything. If you want lower fares, you should aim for the shoulder seasons, like September through November, right after the summer rush. For the best prices and your pick of cabins, you've got to book way, way in advance, sometimes even a year or 2 out. And always, always keep an eye out for wave season. That's January to March, when all the cruise lines are throwing out their best perks to get you to book. It's also really important to know what kind of cruise you're booking. You've got your mainstream lines like Carnival and Royal Caribbean. They're usually the most affordable and great for families. Then there are premium lines like Princess and Holland America, which are a step up in comfort for a reasonable price. And then you have the true luxury lines like Silversea, where everything is all-inclusive and super exclusive, but yeah, they've got a price tag to match. Now, for some deals you can actually look into right now.
Royal Caribbean is having a flash sale with fares for 2026 sailings that start as low as $289. And Margaritaville at Sea has an early Black Friday sale going with a massive 60% off, which means you could grab a 2-night trip for under $200. These are definitely the kind of promotions to keep on your radar.
And for anyone out there looking for a real adventure, something totally different, Quark Expeditions has just opened up bookings for its 2027 Arctic and Antarctic seasons. Now, these are not your typical Caribbean cruises, that's for sure. These are actual expeditions to see some incredible wildlife and the most remote landscapes on the planet.
Or, hey, maybe you want a unique adventure that's a little closer to home. American Cruise Lines is launching brand new voyages sailing through the Great Lakes in 2026. It's a super rare chance to explore places like Niagara Falls and Detroit from a ship. Now, it does come with a higher price point, but it's an itinerary you really just won't find anywhere else.
So that leaves us with one last question for you. What's your dream trip? An epic polar expedition to the ends of the earth? Or a really unique journey through America's Great Lakes? Let us know which one gets you more excited in the comments.
Thanks for watching Cruise News. Visit cruisenews.io for full stories and to sign up for free email alerts.